Welcome to Landwards, the podcast for the land-based engineering community, brought to you by the Institution of Agricultural Engineers.
Welcome to this edition of Landwards, the podcast of the Institution of Agricultural Engineers. I'm your host, Andy Newbold, and we are going to listen to the first of a two-part compilation of interviews with the well-deserved award winners of this year's Institution of Agricultural Engineers award ceremony, which was held in April at AGCO's headquarters at Abbey Park in Warwickshire. So without any further ado, let's get on with this. I'm joined now by David Goodchild, former Harper Adams student, who is the winner of the IAgrE CNH Industrial Student Award 2024 for his BEng dissertation, developing a standard tineware evaluation methodology. So firstly, congratulations, David.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Newbold. Yeah, very proud and privileged to be here today at the awards day here at Abbey Park. Very, very proud moment indeed. It's been quite a journey so far in my time in education and with working in the industry, and I'm very proud to be here now with this. I think it's pertinent recognition of a lot of hard work and diligence and going that extra mile in sort of developing, career development. And I've been very fortunate over the past few years to be part of a number of promotional media projects with the Agricultural Engineers Association, trying to encourage youth in particular into our industry and sort of eliminate a stereotypical agricultural engineer, if it's like, as a lot of people tend to think.
We're all a bit male, pale, stale and middle age, aren't we?
Yes. And the general consensus as well, it's just turning a spanner, and it's...
Yeah, there's a bit more to it. Than that. Yeah. What are you doing now then, David?
So at the moment I've got a bit of a side business, welding and fabricating my own agricultural implements. Firstly, the one I've most recently made at the minute is a front linkage toolbox, very similar to Rytec and AGRE Weld.
Other inferior manufacturers.
Well,
you like to think yours has got some IP about it.
So it's been something I've been toying with for quite a while, and it's been a project I've wanted to do. So I'm in the process of manufacturing through them at the minute. They're all made on CAD, SolidWorks. And then they've all got integrated bends, and they're quite good considering they're built in a small shed in North Wales. So it's
we all have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
So let me encourage you in that regard. Yeah. Look, David, thanks for your time and congratulations again. And we'll watch your progress with interest. How does that sound?
That's very kind of you.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I'm now joined by the winner of the IAgrE CNH Industrial Student Award 2024, Luke Waldram, for his MEng dissertation, an investigation to determine the feasibility of integrating stop-start technology into off-highway vehicles using a Mercedes-Benz Unimog U530 as a case study. So, after that mouthful, Luke, congratulations firstly.
Thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Just tell us a little bit about what, maybe the lead up to the work. What led you to do this as a dissertation?
Right, okay. Probably about 6 months prior to starting my Masters, so my 5th year at Harper Adams University, I started to just do a bit of background research, trying to find some interesting areas for me to start to study, obviously, for my dissertation. That led me to talking to Graham Higginson, and then he sort of come up with this idea, with a person who, his name Michael Bateman, who works for Mercedes-Benz or Daimler Trucks UK. And he had this sort of idea of, what do his customers want? Would his customers want something like stop-start on their vehicles? And obviously, Mercedes-Benz obviously produced the Unimog, which is sort of a halfway between a tractor and a lorry, but it's predominantly taxed as like a tractor for the road use. It was sort of an investigation of what were the benefits. Would it even be feasible to introduce a system like this onto an off-highway vehicle? And obviously, throughout my research, I sort of, found out it wasn't really much of the fuel usage that would be the benefit. It was more down to the cost of servicing, so the savings from the servicing. So obviously, if a tractor or the Unimog wasn't on for as long a period of time during stop-start situations, so for example, if it was sat idling at a gate, or the driver got out of the vehicle to open a gate or to talk to a
engine hours, isn't it?
Every time every engine hour ticks over, it's cost of servicing, it's cost of depreciation as well. So if you worked out at about £45 an hour of depreciation, and the on an average agricultural tractor, or even in fact the Unimog would average anywhere between 26% and 76% idle time, it's a lot of hours and a lot of money wasted. So
it's a no-brainer.
No-brainer, in my opinion. Yeah. Now, whether the user likes it or not, that's a different story. But in terms of cost savings and exercise, it's a no-brainer.
And stop-start technology it's not, to use a horrible phrase, it's not rocket science.
No.
It's been sitting on our cars for a decade.
Yeah, it's been over a decade really. So mid 2000s really we started to introduce stop-start technology. So it's a well-known technology. And our sort of agricultural machinery and off-highway machinery is a perfect application for it, in my opinion.
So Luke, just to wrap up, because I realise you're waiting for your lunch.
No, you're fine.
We'll get a bit twitchy. So you've left Harper, you finished your master's.
Yeah.
What are you doing now?
Yeah, so I now work for AGCO, which is some people haven't heard of, but it would be Fendt, Valtra, Massey Ferguson as a brand. They're a company which sort of an acquisitions company is what we'd call them. They also own Trimble, or PTX is now called as well.
What's your job?
Well, I work under the Massey Ferguson flag, so I'm the Massey Ferguson technical trainer for the UK.
Eagle-eyed listeners will be able to realise that we are stood next to a Massey 9S 425.
Yeah, so the new flagship. So it hasn't been on now too long, to be fair. Probably the last 6 months. So yeah, nice new flagship machine. Yeah.
Well, look, Luke, congratulations again. Thanks very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're going to be lunch now.
Cheers.
Thank you. I'm joined now by Tom Ablitt, who's the winner of the IAgrE Student Project Award 2024 for his final project, Silage Bunker Cleaner. And Tom, you were a student at College Sirgar at the time, weren't you?
Yes, I was, yeah.
Tell us what it means to win the award, firstly.
I'm very grateful for receiving the award of the acknowledgement of the project. It means a lot to me because the project I made, I wanted to create something that was going to be used on the farm regularly, not just make something and have it sat out the back, not to do anything. So it's still on the farm now, and it's still being used to this day.
Excellent.
And we've done a couple of adaptations because the first Mark, that was like Mark 1, and we've carried on with the Mark 1 and just adapted it from there since to carry on with its job.
That's called proper engineering development, isn't it? Absolutely. No, that's excellent. And so what are you doing now, Tom?
At the moment now, I'm in Harper Adams studying agricultural engineering as a first year.
So you're in your first year, undergraduate year. Well, look, thanks for your time, Tom, and I wish you all the well for the future. I'm sure we'll look forward to following your progress with interest.
Thank you very much.
I'm joined now by College Sirgar student Hywel Jones, who is the winner of the IAgrE Student Safety Award 2024 for his final project, Trailed Implement Efficiency Monitor. So, hello, Hywel.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Congratulations on winning your award. What does it mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. I honestly didn't expect to go this far with it, if I'm being completely honest. So we did the project as a college part of the study.
Yeah, part of your coursework.
Yeah, as part of the course. And then once we presented our final project, the lecturers came forward and said, we'd like to put you forward. So
Excellent.
We did. And from here then, I heard maybe a couple months ago now that went through, won an award, and I'd say at least they're speechless.
Well, it's great though. It's recognition of achievement, and you may well have not set out to do that, but you should take the pat on the back.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously resonated and meant a lot to the awards panel, and those who nominated you. So, congratulations for that. What are you doing now, Hywel?
So I'm currently working full time in a New Holland dealership.
Yep.
I went straight there from college as a mechanic.
Yep.
So I'm working on all sorts of tractors, grassland equipment, cultivation, the lot, GPS side, all the computer side. Trying to work my way up the ladder there.
And you're enjoying that?
I love that.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Hywel. I wish you well for the future, and thank you for your time now.
Thank you very much.
I'm joined by this year's winner of the Environmental Engineer Award, which is a young man called Daniel Mitchell, to use his certificate. Dan, which is is Monday name anyway. But and it was for your MSc for your thesis, investigation of the effects of compaction methods on the hydraulic conductivity of clay bunding to enable selective control of hydrology in agricultural and paludiculture applications. There'll be a test on this afterwards and spelling as well.
That was a thick one, yeah.
So Dan, firstly, congratulations on winning the award. I understand it was entered for a student award, but it was found to be worthy of something else. So you've done really well in that regard. And you're sat there going, and who the heck are the Institution of Agricultural Engineers possibly? But congratulations, what does it mean to you?
It's huge. It's very surprising is the first thing I'd say. When I was doing the thesis, I didn't really think it was... I thought it was useful. I thought what I was doing was useful. I didn't know if anyone would find it that or interesting. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of a bit surprised that it got picked up in the first place. But I have to give a shout out to Jonathan Cooper at Harper for submitting it. Thank you, Jonathan. And then it just kind of popped out of my mind, forgot about it, and then got an email and I was like, blimey, that was that.
There you go.
And so it's massive. For me, it's massive. I've never been that academically gifted, should we say. But then I kind of came back to the Masters at Harper and I just kind of got the bit between my teeth in a strange way that was strange for me to experience as well, because I've never had that drive for academia or research. But I think it was the real interest and the ongoing value of contribution. So I'm aware that this thesis is a very small contribution to a huge knowledge base that is developing and is going to become
But it's
crucial.
vitally important.
Yeah.
Water, climate change, we know the global headlines. And beneath all of that are lots of people doing important stuff. And this is part of that. Yeah. And I think that's why you got the recognition as well. I mean, I don't speak on behalf of the awards panel, but my view is you're doing something which is a building block. So, take the credit and take
Definitely.
the encouragement.
It was an honour, definitely.
And, certainly from our point of view, we wish you well and, thank you for accepting the award.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm joined today by internationally famous award-winning agricultural engineer and President Elect of the Institution of Agricultural Engineers, Kit Franklin. Hello, Kit.
Hello, Andy. You do flatter me as ever.
Well, someone's got to help.
Someone's got to maintain my unnecessarily big ego.
Metaphorical hug to make you feel special. So we're
you know how to get something out of me.
Absolutely. We're here at AGCO Towers, AGCO's headquarters for the UK and Ireland, and at Stairton, Abbey Park, for the Institution of Ag Engineers Awards, and we have just enjoyed a very nice, albeit warm, walk around the training centre and the facilities. So, Kit, having sat through the awards, give me a really quick reflection on what stands out for you today.
I think what stands out is is actually just a really impressive range of award winners. Actually, literally everyone who got an award, it's like, yeah, that's well deserved. Which I know is kind of an obvious thing to say, but it was definitely worth saying. I think also a reflection on our sort of fairly close-knit community. There was a lot of people's talks a lot of people's acceptance speeches gave a nod to other people who
and
helped them along that journey.
Part of a team.
Exactly that.
And
so
a community of practice.
100%. So not just thank you, I'm amazing. There was a lot of, well, this is not an award for me as much as it is an award for this person and that person and whoever who's helped me on my journey. So that's really nice to hear. I think then Mark, our current president, Mark Moore, who is obviously AGCO government relations,
European Director of Government Strategy, Government Engagement, Corporate Affairs.
Something along those lines. He gave his views and as ever, the way that Mark looks at our current climate is that it's a huge opportunity, which is very much the way I look at it. We have a huge opportunity. There's a lot of challenges in the world. Agriculture has the opportunity to solve a lot of those problems, and it's never been a better time to be an agricultural engineer. And I agree with all those sentiments. However, Andy, and this is what I'm going to put back to you, is there's never been a better time to be an agricultural engineer. There's loads of exciting challenges. Yet we are struggling to recruit agricultural engineers at the bottom end. We're struggling to get agricultural engineers into our colleges. We're struggling to get them into our universities. And I've been shouting to the world through whatever means I have for years, trying to make agricultural engineering look exciting. And I just sit there and get frustrated that we in this room are a really great community who all like each other, who all think this is brilliant. Why are we struggling so much to tell the rest of the world about it?
The challenge is not a technical one, because we know, we're preaching to the converted, we know ag engineering is an exciting subject matter. The issue is an articulation one in a particularly busy marketplace where it's not as shiny and exciting as some other career paths. And that's the challenge, is to show the bridge, to say, because we're sold, we're professional agricultural engineers, we know what it's all about and we're immersed in it. So it's not us who we need to sell to. You know, we're a bit of an echo chamber talking to each other, aren't we?
Well, how do we convince a 16-year-old who has a general interest in engineering that where they want to put their efforts isn't into going and being a Formula 1 engineer, which they see on the TV every Sunday, isn't going to be a jet engineer, which they see fly over their head every day and go, that's cool. It's, you know, that thing down in that field over there, that's actually really important, and it feeds you every day, and it needs someone to engineer it. And more than that, you've got those worries. We're always told the generation coming through at the moment have this worry about the environment. Well, agricultural engineers are very well placed to do something about that. So if you want to proactively do something good for the world, we all know this, and it's how do we get it through? It's a job with purpose, it's a job with meaning. Now, the reason I even said any of that is because then to flip back to then, we've also managed to have a tour of AGCO's training facility here. And what was and on the very note I've just mentioned, it was this year AGCO have recruited 160 new apprentices on their sort of technical training through their partner colleges, up from 35 or 40 a couple of years ago. So I went through my Mark's giving a really great speech on why agriculture is brilliant, and I agree with it all, but we still have this recruitment problem. And then we've been and heard from the AGCO technical team who seem to be doing something right. So my point might be we need to maybe come and have a chat with these guys in a bit more detail about how they've done that.
And their points about advocacy externally to people not in agriculture, to talk about career paths in schools and career fairs and so on and so forth, and getting out of the bubble of farming to find those people who really are interested, but just like, I don't know anything about agriculture, I don't know anything about agriculture engineering.
Well,
why I think I'm interested in them?
Why would it enter the minds of someone who lives in the middle of London that they might want to engineer a tractor or a combine?
If there isn't advocacy.
I
quite agree.
Yeah, and it was mentioned again about the work that Farmers Weekly have done at the New Scientist Live, and I've been involved with that. I was involved with the arrangement of the first of those, and I've been back since, and it is a brilliant event. And when you speak to 200 school kids in a day who are amazed to see the size of a combine, or amazed to see how clever a Garford robo-hoe is, I think there's work to be done. There's work to be done, Andy.
There's work to be done. I think that's a fine note to end on. Thank you, Kit. There's work to be done. Siren call for everyone involved in agricultural engineering to tell a friend, tell a neighbour, tell a stranger, and get the message out there. Thank you very much, Kit Franklin. Over and out.
No worries.
Thanks for listening to part one of the awards winners interviews. Tailed there nicely by IAgrE President Elect Kit Franklin, just with a bit of a challenge around recruitment and around getting the message out there that ag engineering is attractive and a great career choice. Tune in for the second part of this two-parter regarding listening to the rest of the award winners and some insights there. Look forward to speaking to you soon.
For more information, visit www.IAgrE.org. You have been listening to Landwards, the podcast for the land-based engineering community, brought to you by the Institution of Agricultural Engineers.